and ensure that all of these complexities do not take us down, but then we can maintain a healthy lifestyle. So this conversation, as I expect, given the speaker we have brought in here today, is not just to speak about medical science. I think it's beyond medical science. It's to speak about our lifestyle, our mindsets, our choices of what we eat, how we rest, just the way my moderator is always on my neck asking me if I've had a good rest in every week or every time we get to talk, how we manage stress, how we maintain our balance between our body, our mind, our spirits, and how we have that informed mindset on things we need to do to keep ourselves healthy. So we have this privilege of having this exciting discussion with Dr. Susanna Adams so that we can all share in these insights to enhance our good health, immunity, and ultimately prolong longevity and the vitality of our well-being. So this knowledge and knowledge sharing discussion or forum will no doubt create that forum for us to have greater ownership of our health and our well-being. So once again, I would say thank you for joining us. I'm very convinced that we'll have an engaging session and would all have something to take away that would help us prolong our life. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. Let's put our electronic hands together for Madam Chair. Thank you very much indeed. Now, if I ask the question, how many of us are healthy on this call? I'm sure over 90% of us will raise our hands up and say we're healthy, but don't be too quick to say that. Like the World Health Organization defined health, it's not just the absence of illness. It's not just, oh, I'm not sick, I don't have malaria, that means I'm healthy. It's a complete physical, social, and mental well-being. And who better to do justice to this topic today in terms of health and wellness than our speaker? By the time I read a bridge profile, I'm sure you will all be like this, as excited as I am, saying that we brought to you a big fish. I couldn't think of a better person to do justice to this topic than Dr. Susanna Adams. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Susanna Adams is a Nigerian American. She graduated from the Long Island University, Brooklyn, New York, USA, with a degree of doctor in pharmacy in 2007. She also attended Harvard Medical School, Massachusetts, USA, for the Diploma in Lifestyle Medicine 2010. She returned to Nigeria in 2012, and to put her in good stead to better serve the health and wellness industry, she furthered her education and obtained an MSc in health management from Benue State University, an MBA in marketing from Ahmadu Bello University, leadership in health management from the University of Washington, Masters in Public Health, Preventive and Promotional Medicine, and several other certificates. I must confess to you, I had a tough time trying to abridge Dr. Susanna's profile. It came in like several sheets, but I did try to bridge it so that we could manage time. Dr. Adams has over 18 years cumulative experience in healthcare, pharmaceutical, manufacturing industry, regulatory, community, and hospital pharmacy practice. She is a lifestyle medicine expert, a pioneer integrative medicine practitioner, wellness consultant, motivational speaker, and author. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome, to take the floor, Dr. Susanna Adams. Please let's welcome her with our electronic applause. Dr. Susanna, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. That I need to work on this CV so that I can feel as humble as I came to this presentation. Thank you so much. So once again, good afternoon. It's past 12 o'clock. It's a real pleasure and joy for me to be able to share my passion. And my passion is pretty simple, which is to keep people healthy. It's just that simple. So before I get started,
apologies, doctor. Apologies, just a minute. Apologies. Can you confirm
sure.
if the good doctor's presentation, you can all see it now? and
Yes, I can
protected?
see it
Fantastic,
perfectly.
fantastic. Please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself, just a bit about myself, so that you can appreciate where I am coming from. So we grew up just average family, where our parents work extremely hard to make sure that the kids do well. We are three in number, three children and two parents. And you know, in those olden days, I don't know about today, now it's IT and AI. If you have a child that becomes, like in your family, you have a lawyer, a doctor, and which one, engineer or something like that, you know, these older people, they like those titles. Make a long story short, my parents have all three, you know, the doctor, the lawyer, the engineer, etc. But what did they leave behind to get that? Their health. They did not carry their health as they moved forward. They didn't even know that they had a contribution to healthcare. They didn't. So today, I'm going to share what happened to them. Let me just share it now. So eventually they got a diagnosis. My mom, diabetes and waist pain, because when you sit down too much to work, eventually the wear and tear on certain body parts will be more pronounced than other body parts. And my dad was hypertension, high cholesterol, you know, all those diseases that chronic medical condition that will come in after the age of 40 or 35, depending on how you abused or used your body. So they got very sick. And because we grew up in the US, the drugs just kept coming and coming, but they were not getting better. They were not getting better. So I started trying to find out, like, what else? What else is out there? I went to school. I know that when you do nothing, don't do anything in your life, eventually you get sick. When you get to the hospital, you're supposed to take a tablet and the disease should go away. But no, this disease was not going away. We're just jumping from one class of drug to another, and this is what is on ground for everybody, unless you know what we're about to talk about today. So in the process, I started reading their medication insert. If you're getting original drug, if you read like for diabetes, hypertension, it will always say something like, along with lifestyle modification, along with lifestyle modification. I'm like, which pharmacy do you go to fill out the lifestyle modification? Who teaches that? So I started researching, and by God's grace, lifestyle modification was just an emerging field there. And thank God to the prestigious Harvard School, they actually offered a program on lifestyle medicine. And in fact, I was the only person from pharma background that went there. Everybody else came from core, because they're trying to, you know, create a space where you can go and do and practice lifestyle medicine. So when I did that, of course, charity begins at home. I brought it home. I started teaching my parents how to use water as medicine, how to eat medicinally, how to rest, all the things that I'm going to share with you. To God be the glory. They are both, let's say, almost in their 90s now. And I think every parent, all the parents, we want to see our children grow up enough that they can manage this earth while they're gone. They have achieved that. I think it's the biggest achievement. Then number two, all of us on this platform, we want to have a very, what they call graceful aging. When you're old, you don't want to be a burden to your family. You don't want to be a burden to yourself. Thank God, none of my parents, we don't have to be pushing wheelchair and all of that, etc. And I feel that without lifestyle medicine, we wouldn't have gotten there. So I know I've been properly introduced, but after my parents got better, I just decided, like, you know what? I think we need a lifestyle medicine practice in Nigeria. So I told my parents I want to go back. My mom, dad, brother, sister, they're still there. I just up and came back to try to see if I can set up a practice. Now, why am I saying this? I say this to let you know that everything I'm about to share with you are things that we have tracked over the past almost 10 years in the clinic, and we are certain that it will bring about a certain result and outcome. Let me repeat that. So there's a difference between, oh, I want to be healthy. So you just go on the internet and just hear what people are saying. It's good, you can do that. However, whatever I'm going to share today is because when we wanted to open the clinic, they didn't want to open for us. They said, Dr. Susan, open an outright core medical, like, orthodox, or just open a herbal medicine center. We say we are not herbal medicine center. We want to practice both. We want to marry lifestyle modification and natural medicine with core orthodox medicine. To God be the glory. Eventually, they opened for us, but what they did is why I am here. They make us document, track, because they come for inspection all the time. And guess what? The outcome of that, they were trying to punish us, is what I am sharing with you today. So please, my presentation is pretty short, but by the time I'm done, even from today, you're going to get better. That being said, so at the end of this presentation, my objective is to show you a way to have a sickness-free body. Now, let me define sickness-free body. You're on Earth, you live on Earth. This is Earth, Nigeria is Earth. Here and there, a small headache might come in, but it should go as soon as it comes in. If a mosquito bites you, a little malaria comes in, within 3 days to 5 days, it should disappear. Your body should not be able to keep disease. That is what we are talking about. Your body should not be able to start maybe just create a really perfect environment for cancer to brew. Because right now, the National Hospital in Abuja, the cancer center, it's really scary. One of our nurses, we sponsored him to go and train on cancer. He's still an employee of Dr. Physique, but he's working there in the cancer unit to monitor lifestyle. What were they doing that so many people are now having cancer, and cancer seems to be like a clear life sentence this thing in Nigeria, that once you have it, in fact, if the chemo doesn't kill you, the drug will kill you, etc. So a sickness-free body, I'm just defining it here once and for all, is that what are we going to deliberately do so that even if disease comes by and like, oh, hello, I'm here, the disease will say, you know what, this is not one of our members, and we'll get out. And then we will have a sickness-free body. Improve quality of life through cell reprogramming. You can reprogram your cells so that you live healthy for the rest of your life. All right, next, please. So, I tried coming back to Nigeria somewhere around 2015, maybe around that era, because I used to just, since I didn't grow up here, I finished my secondary school in the US, so it's like US was home, and my mom, dad is there, so now home. We don't choose our parents. We don't even choose how this life, too much choose how, from as a kid, you just find yourself where you find yourself. But I will tell you, if God has a mission for you on earth, you will show up there. And if you don't, you'll be swallowed like a fish, like a fish swallowed Jonah or something like that, I heard. Anyway, that's because that's my background. But anyway, so I realized that this is 2025. When I entered this country around 2015 or thereabout, the life expectancy of the average Nigeria is still the same. How is it that for 10 years, if we were in our late 40s, for the average life expectancy, it means how long will the average Nigerian live? When you combine the older persons and the babies, the maternal death, the age, the strokes, the cancers, the diabetes, the infection, it's around late 40s, like 48. Some people say, like the WHO data says around 48. The CDC says, I don't know, they have conflicting data everywhere, but I know that it's around between 48 and 50. Let's say it's not even up to 50, around that. And that is what I meant when I tried to come back. So now if we keep doing the same thing, we get the same result. So I just realized that I think we, the people, because we can't wait for the healthcare and the Minister of Health and the president anymore. We have to take matters into account. So if we don't embrace a new approach to healthcare, we will remain in the same place. So this is us as a family, because you're now my family, coming together to see what can we do, we, me, you, on this platform do from today deliberately to ensure that we improve the healthcare outcomes. So because it has remained backwards. And then a new and better approach is needed to complement the status quo. So we are not knocking the status quo. There will ever be a need for a hospital, a doctor, and all that healthcare system. However, we, the people, will contribute to healthcare through this new approach. And that is what we in Dr. Physique and myself, we are spearheading. So how does it work? Well, this is how it works. Did you know that your body has that innate ability to heal itself? Yes, if you have a cut on your hand, naturally it should seal up and the scar will go away and you're healed, right? So that thing that you're seeing on the outside, the same mechanism is on the inside. So the body is just supposed to be self-repairing, 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 okay? A lot of people don't even know that. So one of the things this presentation will afford you, will do for you, is that it will bring you to awareness of what should be or what is actually that you may not be. So your body has that mechanism in place. The question is, if your body can self-heal, then why is it not doing it? Why is it not healing? This is because in this new era, that is our time, the body is overwhelmed with so many things, starting from toxins, environmental toxin, digital toxin because even your head that is on your head now, this your head, is like about 5 pounds if you sit straight and watch your posture, because your very posture can heal you. But if you drop your head like this and you're always, there's something called tech neck, always dropping your head to do computer, this and that, you're carrying 25 pounds of weight on your neck. So God designed your body to carry 5 pounds or, 2-point-something kg when you're standing up. But when you do like this, it's now 25 pounds. What is the meaning of that? It means that our very lifestyle, what we do, etc., is already contributing to diseases. And then we end up with spondylosis, back pain, knee pain, all kinds of nonsense, which after this lecture, it will be a little different. Next, please. So as I asked, why is the body not healing itself? Okay, there's too much toxins in the world now. People say, oh, a little alcohol, this alcohol, you know what? If you want to drink your alcohol, drink it all, but just know that it is damaging the cells, because in Dr. Physique, what we practice is cellular medicine. That is the core of our practice, cellular medicine. So because we are, the cells come to make the tissue, the organ, the organ system. So if you're policing the cells, you will know a lot more. So we don't wait till the cells are so damaged, the tissues are affected, the organ is actually, it's when the organs are damaged, that is when people go to hospital. Because it has started since at cellular level, which from today we will start fighting for health at the cellular level. So what am I saying? When the cells are damaged, tissue and then the organ, at that cellular and tissue level, when you go to hospital, they'll say, I'm not seeing anything, or let's check malaria. They'll keep treating malaria, until eventually, meanwhile, we are not targeting what is wrong with you. Now, eventually, when the organ is now affected, they'll do either a scan or whatever. Say, oh yeah, the kidney is bad. Then they'll send you to a nephrologist. Oh yeah, it's the liver organ. It'll send you to gastroenterologist. Oh, the heart, they'll send you to cardiologist. Oh, the prostate, they send you to a urologist. So basically, the kind of medicine that is practiced outside of Dr. Physic clinic is actually, I call it organic medicine, because if it's not damaged enough to reach the organ level, nothing really happens. So we, the people, that is me and you, we are going to start our own. It's called cellular medicine. And one of the ways to protect your overall health is to decrease toxicity that will damage your cells, enough to damage your tissue, enough to damage your organs, and enough to damage your whole person. Why are we not healing ourselves? Like I said, the body's supposed to self-heal. If you're not getting the proper nutrition, let's say your cell, remember I said this is about cellular medicine. If your cell is looking for magnesium just to sleep better that night, and you're busy eating bangan starch for that day, you didn't get it. Your body will not repair and restore. So nutrition is good to pay attention. Another thing I noticed in our clinic is that when we are tracking how people eat to correct it for them so that they live long, I noticed that 99% of Nigerians didn't get adequate amount of protein. So protein, you're supposed to take like 1 gram of protein to kg. So for example, the average man is about 80 kg, maybe 80 to 100. How many people even know what does 80 grams of protein look like? What? No, answer yourself now. Do you know what 80 grams of protein looks like, even as a test? Then we are not even aware of how we are supposed to be eating. Then how are we supposed to eat? Right. So nutrition is a bad thing. We did go in a little bit deeper so that at least you can walk away with something. But this time permits in the end, I will just at least throw a little light there. We have high oil and high carb. That is death sentence. High oil, especially as we get older. So this is the reason for all this abdominal obesity, heart attacks, and tiredness, and you just choke up. The cells prefers more of a hydrophilic, that is a water-based environment. So acidic, high fat, and sugar environment is a room for inflammation and cancer. And inflammation is the common thread for every single disease in the world. And the active ingredient to keep you inflamed is just that high sugar, high oil, and acidic body. And you can have that by having a lot of artificial food and others. Like I said, this is not a nutrition class. This is just a general approach to a sickness-free body. So I'll move on. Why are we not healing ourselves? The body would have self-healed if it had all it needed. Sedentary lifestyle, we are always sitting to work, sitting everything. The body wants to move. Okay, if you look at a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, they're always, you call them, they're dancing and coming. But if you look at like an octogenarian, someone in the 80s, just standing up to carry a remote control and turn on a TV and drop the remote control is actually a full workout. So you can see that as you get closer to death, you slow down. You just slow down. If you want to die fast, just slow down. Because in the long run, when you die, maybe you're stiff and you're one place, you can't even move anything. So when we are exercising, we should know that when we are active and moving, we are regenerating cells, we are clearing the brain, we are a lot of things. I think it's not too early to maybe use this opportunity to invite you to, I have one standing Wellness Wednesday class where I keep teaching small things like this. So if your organization likes and permits, it's free. You can jump in to get the details of some of these things I'm going to totally skip. Hydration. We are not having adequate amount of water in the body. So what is water? Water transports nutrients. Assuming you have, I'm exaggerating here, but just for the picture to be clear, imagine you have magnesium in your body and it's stuck on your neck and it's needed somewhere around your anus for you to poop well that day. It's not the thing that will transport it down, there's water. Okay, so water transports all the things you may be needing for the cells to be alive. so that the tissues will be alive, so that the organs will be alive, so that you will be alive. When I say organ, I'm talking from your skin to your intestine, to everything. Water transports those nutrients there, okay? Water carries oxygen there. Water does so much. I will tell you one thing you may not know. There's no millisecond in your life that you don't produce toxins. All of us, not the one that you're picking from alcohol or environment, or maybe you go to a gas station. The very metabolic activity that is keeping us alive generates waste. And that is why God has put some organs in the body, like the liver, the lungs, the skin, etc., to be removing these toxins as the body is generating this waste. Let me tell you what flushes out toxins the fastest. It's just water. And that's why in our clinic, we preach, drink about 6 bottles of water before 6 p.m., except you have a medical condition that doesn't allow you to do that. And then if you've not been drinking 6, you can start with 4 and slowly go up, but you must have adequate amount of water. So if you don't have water for that day, you cannot heal. So that's why the body's not healing itself. Medication, the very drug that you're taking to actually heal you, this same drug actually can kill you. So because the body, our cells, they like fresh, clean environment, not with a lot of chemical drugs and everything. Now, I'm not saying that there's no room for medicine. What we say in medical practice is that when the benefit outweighs the risk, then the drug stays. Now, okay, if you have a BP and you need a small medicine to drop it down, you have sugar, you need it to drop it, whatever, maybe you have an infection, you need to take antibiotics, but we should not live our life so that we keep putting drugs. We have to adjust. Lastly, the gut health. 70% of your overall immune system, your immune health, your health is in your gut. So when I say gut, between your mouth and your anus, that's your digestive system, is controlling your immune system, is controlling everything. So if that one is not perfectly healthy, then how are you going to be able to heal yourself? Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
It should have changed. I think it's just a network lag. Do you have it down?
Yes. So the next one is stress. Okay, just take this from me. There's nobody that will not be stressed. So the question is that, do you have stress coping mechanisms? So if you know that people say, Nigeria is very stressful. No, everywhere in the world is stressful. So I was doing a study on animals that live the longest, people that live the longest, blah, 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 because I'm very obsessed with the topic of longevity. Even our vision statement is to actually promote longevity. That is what we are. This organization, Dr. Physique, it's like we are very huge on longevity to help those we thought reach their wellness goals. The bottom line is that in the end, it's all about longevity. Reach your wellness goal, promoting longevity. So yes, it's correct. So that's fine. So please have your stress coping mechanisms. The time is too short for me to teach some, but at least deep breathing exercises can help. Stress is a long topic. Hopefully you will invite me again to all of this if you need me to really dissect them. But I just want you to have a general overview that every time you're stressed, you've killed cells. So once you kill cells, you kill tissues, you kill organs. That's why let's take Obama, President Barack Obama, for a second. When he came into office, his hair, everything. I was a kid. I actually voted for him because I was very happy like a Black man is going to rule the United States, because it's very tough to be Black when you know that no Black man will ever be the president. So his hair was black. However, 8 years after when he leaves, His hair, everything is pure white. His skin is like that of an old man. By the way, he's the president of the United States. It means that all the care in the world to ensure his health is intact to face the office is at his beck and call. How did his hair become 100% white from 100% black? How? Stress of the office. So you can use Barack Obama to know what happens to us at the cellular level when we are stressed. You're killing something when you're stressed. So try not to be stressed if you can. But even if you're stressed, try to come out of it and have some stress coping mechanism, whether it is deep breathing exercise, whether it's massage, you can just go and lie down and sleep. You can call somebody and hug the person, whatever. Poor sleep, we call it rest or be rested. Let me tell you something. If you don't rest, you'll be rested. And it's not always going to be in the hospital bed or when your BP has flown up or whatever. Sometimes it could be 6 foot under. So 3 days ago, there's a kid. Kids died too. She's about 29. She left her village to the town to try to make it for herself and her family because she's from a very humble beginning. And she woke up in the morning and she knew she wasn't feeling 100%. She was very stressed the day before. She now wants to go to the market to buy the things that she go and sell. While in the market, she says, oh, pour water on my head, pour water on my head. As she was coming down, she just laid down. She's gone. As I talk to you, she's in the mortuary. So they're trying to reach the family and everybody, etc. It's actually one of the drivers, a driver in where I stay, the neighbor's driver's girlfriend. This is what happened to her. So stress kills. I'm not saying that, when God says you go, you go. So I know that one is in, but the story surrounding her death really shows that whatever would have killed her, assuming it's just not God that said, come home, whatever would have been postponed, if not because of the level of, because when they're talking, I'm just listening to, how was her 2 days before that day, her 48 hours before that day. So stress kills, lack of sleep kills. So rest or you'll be rested. Another reason we are not healing ourselves properly is because in our country, we are mostly embracing reactive medicine instead of preventive medicine. That is what we do. Reactive medicine versus preventive medicine. I have a master's in preventive and promotional medicine. And when I did that master's program, I said, so it's possible that nobody should even be sick in the first place. So that is why we are here anyway. So we live on earth. I started my presentation by saying that here and the disease must enter. In fact, sometimes some of these hypertension, diabetes is that I call it exit strategy. You won't just sit down and die now, even though some people just sit down and die. But I feel like we must have, these things to enter the body and then we will go. But largely, I feel like a lot of conditions can truly be prevented. There are some like because of genetic disposition, because of this and that, we cannot really avoid it. But the WHO, there's a graph or a chart that I did not show, shows that 87%, I didn't show it, can be prevented. Okay, our existing healthcare system, I've already told you, vertical versus participant. Vertical means stay in your house and do nothing. When you have pain that you cannot bear enough, you now go to a doctor. The doctor will be sitting there with white coat, tell you, okay, take this for the rest of your life. I say, God forbid for you. Why? Because it can be different. So let us do more participatory. Participatory means when you wake up in the morning, you drink your water, you do your water therapy, you try and do your exercise, Like you're going to be very deliberate about, in fact, you're going to postpone your next doctor's visit. So we'll participate. And even when you go to your doctor, you will still be going to doctor. But when you go to doctor and you're well, you just say, doctor, I feel well, but I just want to make sure, because sometimes like he read the definition of health according to WHO. Health, it says the absence of infirmity does not define good health. That is what he read earlier. The absence of infirmity, that is the meaning of it. It means that for the fact that you feel okay does not guarantee, okay, feel okay and go and do comprehensive tests, whether you not hear high cholesterol or this and that. So that is why we must all join in preventive medicine. We talked about inflammatory lifestyle. That means eating what you like when you like. You cannot eat what you like when you like. I was in the aeroplane yesterday and they brought their IBOM airbags for people. Oh my God, I almost wanted to stand up and scream, must you eat? Oh, you just see them bringing that, there's one buns they put there. There's one woman, she was just doing her mouth. I was like, what is the meaning of this? You know, what I'm saying is that if you were truly hungry and you needed food and you needed carbohydrate, you can eat, but not because somebody just put food in your hand, you just start. No. This is why we are dying small. I grew up with a Japanese, and the average life expectancy in Japan is close to 70 to 100. In fact, over 100,000 Japanese are over the age of 100. So in Japan now, when you are above, like in Nigeria, when you do 78th birthday, you do it as if, you've done it all. Japan is, if you can only celebrate proper birthday after 100. My roommate was, for 4 years, was a Japanese, and I saw how she lived. And it's today that I understand that is the lifestyle, that some of those things that we need to adopt and practice. Okay, next slide, please. I don't want to talk, of course, of healthcare. It's too expensive. So that's why we need to do it at home. The whole idea is that we want a sickness-free body, right? So if we want a sickness-free body, there must be a paradigm shift. What are we going to do? Okay, for example, insanity means doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Nobody's insane on this platform. So we must change how we approach healthcare from reactive, and we are going to move to preventive and participatory. Next, please. Next slide, please.
Just a network lag. Do we have it now?
Yes, we have it now. So actually,
Okay.
This cellular medicine approach versus existing medical approach, I've already covered it. The whole idea, in summary, is that, okay, we just need to be more, okay, let me just take one, for example, okay? Focus level. Focus on cellular health, i.e., health of the individual cells, okay? The proper healthcare, the one that is on ground, focuses on overall body and organ system. I've already explained that. You see what I mean? The other one, the goal is to optimize cellular function to prevent disease and aging in the first place, okay? You age by date, but poor aging, I'm really excited that God has used my body as a role model. I used to beg him, I said, God, I'm also a rice and swallow eater like everybody, but please use my body as a role model that if you do something, if you sacrifice small, let me tell you, if I know that most people on this platform are very wealthy, but I know that when I say very wealthy, if you have a roof over your head, you have a job, and you're not begging to eat, we will have to first thank God for that level of wealth. Then there's another level of wealth, the one that in our clinic, they come in with G-Wagon, and we now use wheelchair to remove you inside. I say God forbid, and I reject it for all of you. So let us team up and have a fantastic health. Next, please. So when you reprogram yourselves, these are the things that you will enjoy. These are the things that will definitely come, but you will not suffer too much. Prostate health. After the age of 40 or so, the prostate will enlarge. My dad's own came when he was above 85. I used to brag that, my dad does not have prostate. 85 years old, they gave him a diagnosis. But I said, Daddy, you're almost 90 and 100. There's no surgery for you. To God be the glory, he's in perfect. His PSA is, your PSA should be 0 to 4. I think it's 0 point something like that. It can be managed just by mouth, even though a lot of people say surgery. We do it in our clinic by mouth, and that is what I did for my dad. So, but if you have if you do this cell reprogramming, drinking your water and whatever I will just summarize just now, it can be just benign, and tablet alone can help you, okay? If you do cell reprogramming, your BP drops will not be increasing every day. With age, it will be better because your heart will be strengthened. Diabetes will not enter. If it enters, you'll be on the least amount of medicine, okay? Chronic arthritis, there's one lady I met, she did a colonic hydrotherapy, and they told her that she has arthritis is lifelong. Today, she was running up and down the stairs, and she says she did colonics and no longer arthritis. So cancer, as I told you, even just adopting the lifestyle of drinking water alone, please don't say, when it comes, no. Cancer will go. Stress, viral infection, pile, headaches, tiredness, cholesterol, knee pain, waist pain, body pain, all this erectile disorder, etc. All of this will not be your portion, as we say it in Nigeria. So please let us embrace lifestyle medicine. So lifestyle modification will help you. Even your ulcer can go. So here's the summary slide for me. So I've said a lot, and I want to plead that even if you take nothing home, please take this home. So this one, we are going to do it together, and I will call this my last slide, and then I'll just go to the Wellness Wednesday and wrap it up. So I may not hear you, but God is hearing you. So you're going to repeat after me. O-W-N, own. O-W-N, own, own. O-W-N, own. So you put your hand here and say, I own my health. What does that ownership mean? It means that from today, you are fully responsible for your health. You can't just keep it somewhere, eat as you like, sleep as you like, do what you like, and expect some really well-qualified doctor with insurance, like one man told me, I have life insurance, including air ambulance. Guess what? That same man, before Nizamia could arrange the air ambulance, and he was dead. And it just came to me that, he said he has life insurance with air ambulance. Where is the air ambulance now? So you own, you take own. So own, if you look at my, on the screen, O-W-N, own. Own, if you look at the what is down there, oxygen, W for water, N for nutrition. At the cellular level, this is cellular medicine, and for sickness-free body, at the cellular level, those are the three key things that your body needs. Oxygen, water, nutrition. Oxygen, deep breathing exercises, okay? If you come to our clinic, no matter how high your BP is, after we teach you how to do deep breathing, maybe alternate nose breathing, it will come down. It will come down. So if you know that we have it tracked, that deep breathing exercises crashes your BP. Then if you just form the habit of breathing, like in Japan and all those Asian countries, they do yoga, then start breathing. We are not even aware that we are breathing, some of us. So let's take a deep breath in. Breathe out. One more time, take a deep breath in. Breathe out. For the last time, this time when you breathe in, feel the oxygen going into every part of your body, doing the work, and then you breathe out. So let's do one last one. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. I promise you, if you had checked your blood pressure before and check it again, it will stabilize. So of course, the people say, oh, I have low BP. I can also tell you what to do separately. But most of the times, the majority is high BP. So low BP is a special case and is also a very serious medical condition. So oxygen, water, and nutrition at the cellular level is very important for us to pay attention to. I've talked about water, 6 before 6. Nutrition, the summary slide for me for nutrition is that every single day, if you don't have something raw or live, it says live food gives life, and dead food. Most of us in Nigeria are eating dead food. In the morning, pap and akara, or oats and akara, whatever, it's still dead food. There's no life in that food. In the afternoon, rice and beans with meat or swallow. In the evening, yam and egg. I don't know what people eat. But if you know, God has already put all the medicine inside fresh fruits, vegetable. Even if you do a ugu, wash it and drink it, a wedu, okra that is not well cooked, something living, so that the medicine that God intended for you will get into your body. Portions. So no matter if you used to eat 10 balls of swallow, you can do 5. But the rule for eating when you're much older to have graceful aging is finish your protein and vegetable first before you touch your carbohydrates. When I was a child, if you touch your meat by mistake, they'll call you bad child, ole, etc. So, but now the games have changed. Okay. So so that's on oxygen, water. So that's own, oxygen, water, nutrition. Then re-owned, R-E, the first letter R. R is what? Rest as medicine. I already told you, if you don't rest, you'll be rested. And it's not always in the hospital, though. It can be 6 foot under, and I say, God forbid. So rest, or you take your rest as medicine. This one is what? E, energy. When you wake up, pay attention to your energy, a good formula for your body. But if your energy is bad, try to check. Rest. Did I rest well? How was my energy? Did I have adequate oxygen? Even by running, you can get more oxygen when you go, okay. Did I drink enough water? Did I eat any raw food? You know, that you pay attention for your energy. Then the last 2, ED, exercise as medicine and detoxification. Detoxification can be done by yourself. It can be medically and professionally done. And trust me, it makes a huge difference when it's done medically and professionally, but you can still start doing from home. So our formula that I'm leaving with you today is called Reowned. Like I said, this is my last core lecture slide. So that's why I'm taking the time. So Reown, R for rest, rest as medicine. E for energy. Your body will tell you what is working for it. Even if a doctor gives you a drug in the hospital, if it's not agreeing your body, it will tell you, and you go back. So the same way, your lifestyle and what you're doing will tell you whether or not, okay? And from energy, environmental energy, you can get sunlight from energy, energy from sunlight, etc., your vitamin Ds and stuff, etc. So energy is very important. O for oxygen, W for water, N for nutrition, E for exercise as medicine, and detoxification as medicine. For the last time, after this presentation, all of us will go home with the idea that when you rest, that is a complete medicine. So rest as medicine. E, energy. Pay attention to your energy as medicine. You'll be taking oxygen as medicine. You'll be drinking water as medicine. Think about it, that you drink just water. You don't have to add a tablet. For water as medicine, nutrition as medicine, exercise as medicine, and detoxification. Okay, Oga, just I've really said everything I want to say based on this last slide, but I'll go to my second to the last slide. The one that says, well, this I've already spent all of this: rest, energy. Okay, what is this one? Water as medicine. I've already talked about it. Stop. This is go back. This is for detox. Just so you know, for detox, please can you go back? I just want to just go back to just why I wanted to go back is because we're in Nigeria and these are not common practice, so that you will go back. Go back. Thank you so much. Do you see this machine here? No. This is the future of medicine anyway. So people are finding better ways to live long. Okay, next slide, please. Next. I think there's like a network lag. I wanted to show them something so that in the future, in case they hear about it, maybe outside of the country, they know that because people don't know that these things exist. Next slide, keep going. I wish I had control of the slides. I would have just got this. Sorry to disturb you.
Is there a slide number? Maybe that can guide. Is this?
Stop, you're there now. This one.
Okay.
This one. Do you see this machine? I want everybody on this platform to know that there's something called blood purification and rejuvenation system. That means that you can actually filter your blood and remove virus, sugar, dead cells. It's like a newest longevity thingy. It's been in the market for more than 10 years. And because there's no side effect on it, for people like have high cholesterol, they don't want to be taking drugs for the rest of their life. This equipment actually allows you to actually filter out all the nonsense from your body and you feel so much lighter. Next one, please. The very next slide. This one says that, yes, this one. So, I talked about food. There's something called IV nutrition, because with age, no matter how you eat, a 60-year-old takes an apple, a 16-year-old takes an apple. The 16-year-old will get 100 milligrams of vitamin C from that apple. A 60-year-old might get 20 milligrams. Why? You don't have probiotics, you don't have prebiotics, you don't have digestive enzymes. With age, your stomach also ages. It will age. So what the industry have come up with IV nutrition, where they carry something like multivitamin A to Z, like Centrum, and give it to you as IV. Because even if you take Centrum, you still have to suffer from how it is going to absorb. So I need you to be exposed to that. Next, please. Very next. I think that's yes. So there's also something called stem cell treatment. In Nigeria, there's one huge hospital that is doing stem cells. So for those of people, people that have sickle cell anemia, etc., stem cell as a medicine also exists. We do like skin stem cell and other type of stem cell, but stem cell is huge also. And then the last thing here is colonic hydrotherapy. You see this machine, they put something through your rectum and they flush out your intestine and rebrand it. And your intestine and your stomach and everything becomes like where when you eat food, you see the glow on your skin, etc. So this is anti-aging medicine that we are trying to bring to Nigeria now, but it's out there in the world. And to God, next one, to God be the glory. Every single thing I have just showed you, we already have it in Nigeria by God's grace through Dr. Physic. Now go to the last slide. That one that says Wellness Wednesday and then conclusion.
Are we there now?
Okay, sure, we can start using that one. Yeah. So the slide before, you'll see a book called Everything Heals. I also authored a book on everything I teach. Yes, this one. You can screenshot this if you're doing it from your phone. This is my direct contact in case you have questions. Because when it comes to medical wellness and teaching, sometimes you may not want to ask funny questions on the line. So we always show, like if you have questions, you can actually chat me up on this one. In Lagos, we are in Okpebi, as seen there. And this book, Everything Heals, can be picked from the clinic. It's only 5,000 naira. But if you attend my seminar, sometimes I give it to you for free because the whole idea is God put me to pass on these messages. Next. Another gift from us, also sort of like corporate social responsibility and just to help out Earth, is that every Wednesday, we have a class at 8 p.m. It's free so that you can come in and learn the details of some of the things that we talk about. We call it Wellness Wednesday, but that's not why I say you should come here. Is that as part of your detox, okay, just to celebrate your health, if you're healthy, you can actually do fasting once a week. It's called autophagy. You do fasting just once a week. On that fasting day, you just drink water from morning till night. Let me tell you, inflammations will be gone. If cancer cells wanted to start a meeting to become a cancer, they will be destroyed that day. Inflammations, arthritis, knee, your abdominal obesity will start coming down, etc. But during this fasting, you'll be drinking water, and in the night, you will break with something like cucumber, something fresh and light, not like you start doing the whole food you did not eat from morning till night. They will bring it, but there must be no oil, high starch, and everything. So I always beg that, please try it for just one day, and then thank me later. Yes. Next, please.
Fantastic.
I think that's his conclusion. Is that my conclusion? Oh, that's the end. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes.
in conclusion, the objective of this whole presentation was to show you a new approach to healthcare and to arm you with strategies, techniques, tools to ensure a sickness-free body. So at the end of this presentation, I think we now know that we just need to move away from the status quo, which is which on its own is not yielding the overall expected healthcare outcome. So this is why it is imperative for all of us to approach health differently and take ownership. Like I said, we own your health, ownership of our greatest assets for this existence, which is our body. So that's our greatest asset. So finally, there is a seminar attendee offer in your, okay, never mind. So that is that. Thank you so much. I hope it helped, but I want to assure you that no matter how small, whatever you picked, even if you just did just one thing, not even all one, just carry it and say, you know what, I will run with this. I promise you on my life, it will make such a difference. So that is that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can already see the applause coming in. I'm adding mine to it. Thank you very much indeed. Doctor, we started off with about 20 something participants. It grew to 62, and every one of them stayed on the call. Let me just start by saying congratulations to all of us who stayed on the call. Our hearts are in the right place. It means we're taking our health seriously. So congratulations to all of us. And thank you very much indeed to the good doctor. My key takeaway is rest or be rested. And reowned, obviously, of course. So we will open the floor for questions. I'm sure that our members have loads of questions to ask. So please indicate by a show of hand, and we will acknowledge and yield the floor to you to ask the good doctor your questions. But please go straight to the point. The protocol has been established, so please keep the protocol. Go straight to your point. You have about a minute so that we can take as many questions as possible. I see Olaide Ogunsheitan. Please take the floor. You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much for the presentation. My question is around raw foods. What is the impact of freezing on raw foods? Because sometimes try to buy in bulk and then freeze for convenience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. While frozen raw food, while the raw food directly from nature without freezing is better than frozen raw food still has a lot more nutrients locked in than dried or processed food. So it's just that for me, it's like saying I would rather go with frozen raw food than no food, because the whole idea is to get what God has put as medicine around us into our cells directly, so our cells can better utilize nutrients from a raw source than even a multivitamin tablet. I sell multivites, but my life is not to sell, it's to tell the truth, so that when I meet God upstairs or wherever, I will be able to answer. So I would say when you can, do direct raw food, but if you cannot, you're still better off, even though the nutritional value can never be the same like fresh from the tree. So maybe to drop by like 5 to 10%, okay? But 5 to 10% is better than zero. So I want to support a frozen over dried. So over dried.
Fantastic.
And then
Fantastic, thank you. Doctor, can I suggest that you please take all the questions and so that we can manage time?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Folashade, I see your hand is up or no longer. Folashade,
Yes,
you had your
I
hand up
still,
earlier. Please go ahead.
yes. I already wrote my question, but I can ask.
Please go
I
ahead.
was going to ask when you said it's possible to drink water every day, but when you have a medication that you need to take every day, how do you balance that? And the medication must be on food. Even when it's not on food, if you react to it, I mean, you have to eat before you take the medication. So how do you balance that? Because I think that's when the drink water only, that is when it interferes with drink water only for me.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll write it down.
Do we have any other questions so that we can manage time? Questions? Please feel free to type your questions in the chat box as well if you... Okay, I think this is for Lashade's question. Do we have any other question? You can either type it in the chat box or you
Yes,
could
please,
just
I have a
speak.
question.
Please go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. Could you please tell us how you can combat nerve pain?
Okay,
Yes. If you could please share on that. Thank you.
sure.
Okay, so that's the second. I see a hand up. Just give me a minute. Osisioma, you have the floor. Please go ahead. Osisioma, or were you the one who spoke just now?
Hello.
Okay, doctor, maybe you can answer. Yes, okay, go ahead,
Can you hear
please.
me now? Okay, doctor, thanks so
Yes, we
much.
can hear.
That's a quick one. What's the best way to consume or to get best of ugu leaf? Is it to put it in your smoothie or maybe to squeeze the water and drink? Thank you, ma'am.
Please.
Okay, in your
Doctor,
presentation, you did mention the consumption of ugu leaf. Do you understand? So I'm asking, what's the best way to maximize the nutrient inside it? Is it to squeeze the water and drink, or to put the ugu leaf when you are doing your smoothie or you are grinding your smoothie?
Doctor, hope you got the question. Doctor, we can't hear you, or is it just me? Glory, I think there's a bit of lag with
She's
the
not
doctor's
speaking.
network. Yes. Let's just
I think
hold on
she's
for a
frozen.
moment.
I think she's frozen.
Yes, she's back now.
Yes, I was.
Doctor, can you hear us now?
I was frozen like that. Now I can hear. I was frozen like that vegetable that sister.
Like the frozen fruits. Yes. Okay, so we have, I think we have about...
So, Doc, I don't know whether you
did you
got
get
my
a question
question.
on the ugu leaf?
Yep. I didn't.
Okay.
The question says, how last time, I promise.
What's
Okay,
the
let me
best way
repeat
to take
myself.
ugu leaf? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me do myself.
Go
I
ahead.
was asking what's the best option or best approach to maximize the nutrient in ugu leaf? Is it like to
Okay.
squeeze the water, clean it, and all that and drink, or do
Okay,
you
that's
add
fine.
ugu leaf when you're making your smoothie and stuff like that, so you can blend it together with other vegetable or other food to eat or drink rather?
Okay, thank you, Sisioma. Let's take Justina's question. Justina, please go ahead.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you very much. My question is on different drugs. So somebody has been diagnosed with diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure, and then you have maybe 4 or 5 different medications to take. And you are asked to take them in the morning, afternoon, or evening. So those drugs, when you take them, do they react? What is the reaction in your body, and or can you space it, or what's the best way to take those drugs when you have for
Which
diabetes? Drugs, medication for
Diabetes.
diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure, and some other, some people are diagnosed with all of that. And you have the medications to take in the morning. They can tell you one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. And how do you space it to take it? Because you have your morning medication, afternoon medication. Can you combine and take all of them at the same time? Or do you have to
Thank you.
space? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Justina. Doctor, we have some questions in the chat box. If I could just very quickly read those. From Silverine Brown, it says, thank you for an insightful teaching. Please, how healthy are vitamin supplements for the body? That's from Silverine Brown. And we also have from Joy Benson, is there any specific downside to chewing ice cubes or using them in your water all the time? Not popular assumptions, please. Thank you. Doctor, if you can answer those questions we already have.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Sure, I will answer the questions to the best of my ability. So we'll start with I did mention that you can use water to activate what they call autophagy or detox your system and ensure that you don't get sick. And then when you do this water fasting, end of the day, you break it with something light like cucumber, etc. And it's a really good lifestyle modification for long-term disease prevention. Like you can't, I should write a book just on that. So the question was, how, like this water and food or whatever, like how do you manage it? Especially maybe if you have to take medication, etc. Like that's like that.
That's correct.
So when if you're on medication, this is why a center like Dr. Physique opened. You have to do it medically guided. So if let's say you're a diabetic, we know that we will let you know that, okay, you can see. And I feel so bad. I'm first from pharmaceutical industry. I have a doctor of pharmacy degree. So I know how these our drugs are produced. And for me to be on this side, teaching people how to have a sickness-free body and not be on lifelong drug, I don't know, maybe it's like salt to fall or something more serious. The drugs, right, you must not take that medication. Well, I can't sit here because the audience is really large. But if you work with your doctor, like, and then you see that we monitor you like in sickle cell anemia, we call it steady state. So we know your own steady state. We can actually deliberately allow you to go a day just on water. Number two, why are you even taking the medication? Say you're taking the medication so that when you eat, it will crush the sugar. So if you're not eating, why are you taking the medication? I'm talking for sugar now. Now for blood pressure medication, there's something called drug holiday. So if you want to do a deliberate water fasting, for high blood pressure medication, all of them, because I can confirm that, go and check, you can take it whether you eat or not. So the way we designed the drug BP medicine is that we designed it in a way that is irrespective you don't have to eat, or you eat, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your stomach. So that mechanism is already put in place. So if you wake up in the morning, you can take your blood pressure medicine with or without food. All this food with medicine is because we came from a bacteria, antibiotics, and one background like that generally required food. Now, it is true that some medication, depending on the sickness you're carrying in general, will be so heavy that your body needs food to process it, truly. But there's some exception to the rule. Number one, your baby aspirin does not need food, especially if it's enterocoded. But you must take food if you have ulcer or whatever. But your BP drug does not need food. Your sugar drug, you're even taking the sugar drug so that because you can't stop eating. See, because you cannot stop eating, that is why you're taking sugar drug, right? So then, if there's no food in your stomach, why do you have to take the sugar drug? So I think the summary to answer that question is that don't allow being kept on drug for lifelong to eliminate your only chance of allowing your body to restore its own innate healing ability. And that is why you should work with a doctor and say to the doctor, you know what? I don't want to take a drug today. What can I do? The doctor will manage you. But like if it is a clinic, if we see like your BP is, BP drug, I've already given you the expo, you can take BP drug whether you eat or not. But with sugar drug, if we see that your sugar is always very high, and that day you're not going to eat, we can determine whether or not you should eat. But for everybody else, please, majority of the people are healthy. So do your water fasting and prevent sickness. That's how I will best answer that question.
Thank you. The next one was on knee pain.
Nerve pain, right?
Nerve pain, yes, that's correct.
So the nerve pain can come from any place. So it depends on what is the cause of the nerve pain. So for example, people that suffer from what they call spondylosis, whether it's cervical spondylosis or lumbar spondylosis or any of those spondylosis, for example, what is spondylosis? Let's just say your skeletal system, maybe through your spinal cord, maybe there's a degenerative bone disorder where the nerve is pinched or whatever. It can come from there. Nerve pain can come from diabetic nerve pain, which they call it diabetic neuropathy, neuropathy disease. So I don't know which nerve pain you're talking about. So it will depend on the type of nerve pain. So, but as a general rule, things that ease off nerve pain, number one, for our clinic, we always put them on Oxyvite. So this Oxyvite is an oxygen therapy that goes in and is very, very nerve friendly, and then gets rid of nerve pain like almost instantly. The second thing is vitamin B. So if you're a little bit deficient in vitamin B and D, like dog, maybe you can also test your vitamin D levels, which nobody tests their vitamin D levels in Nigeria. Vitamin D is a hormone. If you don't have vitamin D, you don't have anything. But people don't test it. So test your vitamin D levels. So if you replenish your vitamin D and then the B, it also helps. If you notice that even the neuropathic drugs, they are mostly around vitamin B, like boy. Then the first thing for nerve pain that we use in our clinic is far infrared and red light therapy. So red light therapy, far infrared, that is why like if you end up going to a physiotherapist for nerve-related pains or whatever, depending on what type of nerve pain, as I've said before. So far infrared will help, massage will help, vitamin B will help, vitamin D3K2 will help, and obviously, if it's like a bone related, you can also use a chiropractor, etc., etc. So just you can message me so you let me know which kind of nerve pain, because it's such a kind of broad medical question. So it depends on the kind of nerve. For the diabetic and all these drug spacing and everything, there's something called polypharmacy, even for the medicine. So this polypharmacy is like they keep giving you these drugs, and eventually somebody will have what they call pill burden, because our body is not supposed to be a drug warehouse. It's not the warehouse of a drug where you keep putting things. People are tired. So depending on your doctor, so like if you have your medication, you can actually send to me. I can actually help you check if some of them can be combined or even outrightly eliminated. For me, I don't think anybody should have more than one drug in the morning, or more than one drug, one or two medications in the morning, one or two in the evening. We can move from one class to another that has a way to combine. But you know what is even better? If we can even find a way to work on your body so that the body can even outrightly eliminate all the drugs. Because yes, it is possible that your body can actually restore itself and the drugs will go, because sometimes the scheduling and spacing, it can be very, very annoying. So if you reach out to me, tell me all your medications, I'll look at it, because it's kind of like also a vague question in general. Because let's say you're on metformin and you need to add Amaryl or this. So do they have another class of drug that combines it? If you're on X-Forge or you're on amlodipine, we need to add hydrochlorothiazide, we need to add whatever. So we can actually combine and space. But I want to tell you that every single person in our clinic, the first thing is to look at this type of thing and make sure that you take drug only once a day, at most 2 times, at most. So you can reach out so that I can look into it, because it's kind of a general question.
Thank you, Doctor.
How healthy is vitamin? Well, because of we don't have time to eat properly. Well, the first choice, as I always say, is to get it directly from God, through nature. That's my first choice. Okay. Now, if we cannot get it directly from God through nature, somebody even just told us on this platform, you can freeze this thing. I prefer. Now, apart from that, we now move to these multivitamins. So proper medical supplementation is allowed. So in our clinic, we have ability to test what is your vitamin D levels, B levels, C levels. You can test it and do it professionally. Now, the reason vitamin is so rampant out there is because most of the vitamins are, apart from A, D, E, K, ADEK, A, D, E, and K, which are the fat-soluble vitamin. Most others are like water-soluble vitamin. What does water-soluble vitamin mean? It means that once your body takes enough, the rest will urinate it out. That is why sometimes when you take vitamin, sometimes you see the color of the urine is changing, you will pee everything out. Or if your body cannot absorb it, it will send it to the urine. So the answer is that, is it healthy? Yes. Can it be better done? Yes. Must you take it? No. How should you take it? For me, I don't believe in all this Centrum and multivite. I don't believe in it. I believe that you should divide it, because like Centrum now, you only get like maximum of 20% absorption at the bloodstream, because there's something called bioavailability. There was a time somebody wanted to sue the Centrum company because they did a study that shows that if you take vitamin C, 1000, vitamin D like this, K2 like this, like individually, you actually get a lot more bioavailability than taking it as one tablet. So for me, Centrum is better than nothing. However, if you really want to maximize, you should take them individually, and also you can be medically guided to take the right multivitamin and etc. The last thing I want to say on that is that with age, you don't have as much digestive enzymes, even the GI motility, that means how your intestine is moving and absorbing things. It's not that good again. So these are the reasons why we have to do a little bit of medical supplementation. In our clinic, we do both oral, but we are very huge on IV multivitamin supplementation, because if you take it once a month, it can last you a month to 3 months inside your body, etc. The answer is yes, it's okay, but do it guided, better for you. Ice cube. Ice cube is, it's controversial because I just recently read a study on for weight loss program, and it shows that ice cube actually increases your metabolism because your body has to generate heat to actually bring the water to a neutral temperature that the body can easily absorb. Okay, so fat loss people are now using cold water, etc. Now, remember in the beginning of the class, I said that why you are so lucky and blessed to have this presentation from me and not just to go on the internet to be looking for how to health is because everything I'm telling to you, we are tracking it. That was our punishment. They did not want to open our lifestyle medicine clinic, except we track and report a lifestyle modification outcome. Can you imagine? But anyway, today we are thanking God for it. We realize that the Nigerian type of food, which is high carbohydrate and high oil, makes ice block and ice water not as healthy for us in terms of health promotion. So like if you go to Japan and all the countries that are living long, their morning food is hot water and broth. They're always hot, 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 hot. Everything is from a flask with heat because it helps blood circulation, it helps to move toxin out of the system, it helps to transport nutrients. It's like you see with, better. So the whole idea is that I would not condemn ice outrightly. There's place for ice, but I think if it's for health promotion, I think we can do with more of room temperature to hot water, while there's no real outright study that shows that ice is going to kill you. No, you can always use it on your face in the morning to set in your face so that you don't have wrinkles. There's a lot of room for ice. So that's all I want to say about that. And the last but not the least will be ugu. So this ugu, the whole idea of the ugu thingy is that I was just trying to say that if every single day you get some level of green and fresh into your system, you'll be building blood, you give antioxidants, okay? Antioxidant neutralizes all the free radicals and gets rid of oxidative stress, etc. So that's where the ugu thingy came from. So let's not be fixated on ugu, let's be fixated on more on the chlorophyll and the greenness of what we're trying to get into the body. Now, how I take my own ugu, I just take like 2 or 3 leaves. I will add it some scent leaf, maybe 2 or 3, not overdo it, because there was a lecture on honey and everybody bought a whole gallon of honey. And after 3 months, everybody became a diabetic. No, you will not overdo things, okay? So 2 or 3 leaves here and there, you wash it with your hand or blend it, drag out the water, and just have a glass, just a glass. So, and then maybe you can have it 3 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week. It must not be every day, because I would like other forms of green to enter into your body. For me, the easiest way to get green into your body is you must never run out of cucumbers in your house. So for me, I must have a cucumber at home. I must have a green apple sometimes. I must have a green juice, but it's like 5 days out of the week, something green. Sometimes you can go to the pharmacy and buy moringa powder. Like in our clinic, we have what they call barley max. So we prefer, barley has the highest nutrition. It's second after barley in terms of study nutrition. It's a multivitamin green powder. You can also do moringa powder, etc. But the whole idea is to try to get some greens into your body. So You do it maximum once a day, except if you're trying to build up blood, then you can now see a doctor to prescribe it. And that's, like I keep saying, when we opened Dr. Physique, it was to tell, we had to do a presentation and tell them, like, listen, people are doing natural medicine without medical guidance. We want to document and track it. And they opened it. So what will work for everybody in general, please, if you're sick, it's a different prescription, but if it's a general prescription, 2 to 3 leaves of ugu, wash it. You can put a little bit of lemon and then drink it as a glass, maybe about 3 times a week. That will be the prescription. I think I answered all the
Fantastic.
questions.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Doctor. Just to add to the tracking that you're doing, I see some of our members are already implementing the lifestyle changes. Mary, thanks a lot for the bottle of water you took earlier. Doctor is about to take hers too, so we're implementing it already. We spotted Mary taking water, so thank you. Doctor, can I crave your indulgence? Aha, she's taking even more water. You're doing well, Mary. Can I crave your indulgence? We got 2 more questions on the chat box. I'll just very quickly read those and we can wrap it up at that. From Chinelo, she's asking, how can a patient diagnosed with slipped disc or spondylosis manage these in the long run? That's one from Chinelo. And the final one will be the question from Oluchi Odimoko. Please, Mark, can you give an highlight on autoimmune disease? Please, what do we need to do about it and how to avoid it? That will be the final questions.
Okie dokie. Okay, so for the sleep disc, well, the first question I asked the person is that, how did the sleep disc come? Because you know what? Sleep disc does not happen overnight. It's a lifestyle thing. Maybe it was from your chair, maybe from an accident, maybe how you slept, maybe a positional disorder, maybe whatever. Sleep disc comes from somewhere. So we have to live a counter lifestyle that will not allow that sleep disc. Another place that a sleep disc comes from, it could come from a degenerative bone disorder where maybe some of the bones, like let's take the spinal cord as a whole, maybe one of them is chipped off and then it twists and all of that, etc. So sleep disc can come from a couple of places. Now, what can you do long term? One of the things we do in our clinic for lifestyle modification is whether you're skinny or fat, we will help you lose about minimum 5 to 10 kg, depending on your BMI. So we'll look at your BMI and say, so because to start with, the disc tends to be compressed down. So if we help you relieve your body, it will also give room for that sleep disc area to work. 2, we work with the aid of maybe an X-ray or some kind of imaging and try to slip it back if it is possible, like that. Other things you can do, you can now proactively have like proper bone health. There's something I drink every single morning. It's called bone broth. So what is bone broth? So I basically just go to the market, I buy some bones, I cook the bone for like 3 to 5 days, and I bring out the collagen and everything. I drink it every morning. It's very good for bone health. Another thing is like make sure you take your vitamin D, okay? Because even if you take calcium, without vitamin D, the calcium will not be absorbed to help you to form a better bone. So automatically I'm not saying that calcium and vitamin D is going to fix the sleep disc, no, but at least if you have a good bone health in general, it will also help the healing process ahead, just like losing about 5 kg permanently for the rest of your life. So if you're like a 90 kg person, try to be staying 85. If you're 85, try to stay like having to also ease that part. So, and then also be on the right supplementation. In the clinic, we give Oxivite also because it's totally anti-inflammatory, which takes me to the next question. So I hope that helped. And then of course you work with your physiotherapist, and then work with your healthcare professional. And then I don't like surgery. It's not my thing. I don't like it. So, but sometimes the sleep disk can be so bad. The only option, like for me to go for surgery for sleep disk, okay, I will realize that, okay, you know what? I am already wheelchair bound. So even if something goes wrong, I was already on wheelchair, then I'll go. If not, I will find every possible way to come out of it. Red light therapy, far infrared therapy, working with a very good physiotherapist will also help. But in all of that, if you combine it with a little bit of weight loss, vitamin D3, K2, maybe a bit of calcium, and improve let the other part of the body be healing itself. And then some people give glucosamine chondroitin, which also helps with bone and joint health, etc. So I don't know, maybe you picked something, maybe you didn't, but I'll go along those lines because these questions are a little bit general, because when you say sleep this, I would have done like a physical examination, have an imaging, have the total picture, which part of the disease, is it L4, L5, what slipped? We don't know, but in general, this should at least help, okay? For autoimmune disorder, it's becoming more popular because we have better ways of diagnosing them. And what is also, sometimes your immune system is attacking itself. But I will give you, for the purpose of this class, what I want everybody to walk away with is that if you deliberately, because if you come to our clinic with autoimmune disorder, we give you a meal plan. The meal plan is called anti-inflammatory meal plan. So that anti-inflammatory is the first medicine for autoimmune disorder. So of course, depending on the type of autoimmune disorder, you may see them, they may give things like this kind of like malaria drugs, or they will be on corticosteroids. What is a corticosteroid? It's actually just anti-inflammatory, but long-term. So if the drug for most autoimmune disorder, because there are different types of autoimmune disorders, is corticosteroid, and corticosteroid is actually an anti-inflammatory, but a cortisol type of anti-inflammatory. So we have ibuprofen. So ibuprofen is the NSAID. NSAID means it's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So that is ibuprofen, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Corticosteroid, the number one drug for this thing, is a steroid. So when you have autoimmune disorder, they give you a steroid long-term, mostly to decrease inflammation. So from the angle of this class, like why am I saying all of this? There are many ways to approach autoimmune disorder. But for the purpose of this class, where we come in is I'll give you a meal plan for autoimmune disorder. We'll give you a tea, the teas that you'll be drinking, which turmeric is pretty good for them, except they have too much of ulcer. Is pretty good for them, etc. So I don't know. Autoimmune disorder is really weird because it's just some only disease that I pray for the patient, because sometimes it's not their fault. It just shows up. So I want to end this lecture by saying that I pray for all of you. I just feel like God, just help me send out this message as far as possible so that whatever people can start doing from their house, they can start doing from their house to just help out. And just for listening to this lecture, no matter what pain, sickness, anything that you're suffering from, just the God that dwells with us here will do so much to heal you. And even if you take a cup of water to your mouth, if you were to get 8% benefit, you'll get 100%. I'll just keep in my prayers and hope we see you again. Thank you.
Amen. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Doctor. We've been on the call for about 2 hours, but you made it seem like it was 30 minutes. It was a lot of information. I'm
Oh,
sure that we will do our best to
sorry.
process it. May I please call on the chairman of the Lagos State chapter? We do have a plaque to say thank you to you. Madam Chair, please.
Thank you so much, our dear speaker of this session. We actually reached out to you and you came on short notice. I must sincerely appreciate your time. I had listened to you in one of your programs, I think it was sometime last year, and I said to myself that I must bring you on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must bring you on
Thank
board
you.
to at least discuss with my colleagues here and let's see what we could gain from this cell reprogramming. So I must say thank you. So in appreciation of the time you spent with us here, the knowledge sharing and recognition of your work, we present a plaque, a virtual plaque. We know your office, we will send the we will send the physical plaque to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Team. Okay, yes. So this is just a token.
Thank
Sorry,
you
it's
so
not
much.
building. So we'll send it to your office.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's my joy
Yes.
and pleasure. Just
Yeah.
share
Doctor,
everything
can you
you've heard
see?
with like 10 more people and change the world.
Yeah.
That's oh, this
Absolutely.
is so cute. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna do a screenshot. I put it on my screensaver to keep
It looks
encouraging me
really
to do
beautiful.
more. Thank you so much. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Doctor.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank
this
you,
is
Madam
cute.
Chair. May we now
Thank
yield
you.
the floor?
Moderator, not so fast. We also have something for you. We have a plaque for you
Okay.
because
Okay.
you've been doing so well moderating our sessions. It's raining down here, so I'm sorry. I don't know if there's a lot of background noise. You've been doing a lot moderating our sessions for the health and wellness webinar, and we thought it would be good to also notice and share a token of our appreciation for your good work and for your
Absolutely.
consistency. Thank you
Didn't see
very
this
much.
coming. Thank you very much indeed. I didn't see
All
this
right, so
coming. Thank you. Thank
yes,
you.
thank you too. And thank you everyone for joining us. We'll hand over to the vice chairman now for his vote of thanks.
So Babatunde Adebola, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that lucid session. And I can tell from your presentation that you do this quite often and that you are very passionate about it. So, because for a number of times you mentioned, refer to the session as class. I said, yes, you are a practitioner. So thank you very much for that session. It's very insightful, talking about a sickness-free body. And then I want to thank you particularly for the way you, at the end, how you are able to now bring everything to form an acronym, renowned, about need to be conscious about our energy level, oxygen intake, rest, and detoxification, among others. So really appreciate you on behalf of the chairman of the Lagos State chapter and the president and chairman of council of Icsan, Mrs. Ito Opana, and able vice president, Mr. Francis Olawale, and all council members. And I want to appreciate council members that are present during this session and for all our participants. You agree with me that we've been on this journey for quite some time, and it's for the fact that we are conscious of the fact that our health is important. The health of our members is important, and our health is wealth. And that we are wealthy, we also have a roof over our head to be able to afford meals. We are wealthy, but we need to keep that as a professional. So thank you very much. And I also want to remind us that let's not forget Thursday. Thursday is our summit at Jewel Aida. And on Saturday, that's the fun day. We look forward to seeing all of you. And I pray that God will sustain our health while we do our part. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, VC.
Thank you, everyone.
So we will share the slides presented by the good doctor. Her contact details are there for those who need to take up further discussions with her. Thank you once again, and have a fantastic rest of the day. Thank you very much indeed, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and God
Doctor, thank you
bless
for
all
your
of
time.
you.
And
Have a
thanks everyone
wonderful
for
day.
making time
Thank
to
Until we
you.
see
work on this
you.
program this afternoon.
All right.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
See you on Thursday.
So, Maureen, make it a good deal. Have you had it for what is about Maureen?